When you see 50% off, your brain does something. You think you're saving money. But stop for a second and really think about it. You're actually about to spend money, not save it. Think about it. When was the last time you bought something just because it was on sale, even though you didn't actually need it? That's not an accident. Discount stores, online platforms, supermarkets, all of them have spent decades working on one question. How do you get the human brain to make a fast decision? Today, I'm going to show you the small psychological tricks behind that, so that next time you walk into a store or hit Add to Cart online, you know what's actually driving you. First, let's get one thing straight. Discounts aren't bad by themselves. Sometimes they really are savings. A store wants to clear old stock, a season is ending, a new model is coming in. Those are real reasons. The problem is that the retail industry has studied that feeling of real savings so well that it now recreates it artificially, tricking your brain with the same signal. In this video, we'll look at 4 main tactics: price anchoring, artificial scarcity, the decoy trap, and finally, bundle offers that run on loss aversion. I'll walk through each one with real examples so you can recognize them next time. This is one of the most basic, most widely used tricks. A store shows a product at $200, crosses it out, and writes, "Now 89" in big letters next to it. Your brain now automatically compares 89 to 200 and concludes, "Great deal." But that comparison completely changes your decision-making process. In psychology, this is called the anchoring effect. The human brain takes the first number it sees, in this case 200, as an anchor and builds every decision that follows around that number. That's exactly why retailers so often inflate the number shown as the original price. Sometimes the product was never actually sold at that price at all. Let's take this one step further. Online, it gets even more complex. Some sites track your browsing history and show you a different price accordingly, showing the same product as 150 one time and 99 another, so that every time you feel like you found a good deal, even though the actual value never changed at all. Here's the real question. Was the product ever actually worth 200? In many cases, the answer is no. That number is only there to amplify the discount effect. If you'd seen 89 as the initial standalone price, you might not have bought it at all. But next to 200, it suddenly looks like a smart choice. What to do? Ask yourself a simple question. If I were seeing this product for the first time, with no discount, no crossed-out price, would I buy it at this amount? If the answer is no, then it shouldn't be the discount label making the decision. It should be your own judgment. Only 3 left. Sale ends in 2 hours. 47 people viewed this today. None of this text is random. All of it serves one purpose: to make you decide fast without thinking. The scientific term behind this is loss aversion. Research in behavioral economics has shown that the fear of losing something affects people more strongly, psychologically, than gaining the same amount does. In other words, you feel more distress over losing 10 than joy over gaining the same 10. Sellers exploit exactly this asymmetry. Instead of offering you a gain, they show you the threat of a loss. If you don't buy now, you'll miss this chance. Here's a practical example of how this works. Many of the countdown timers and low stock warnings you see on online stores are generated by automatic scripts. Close the page and reopen it, and the same "only 3 left" message appears again. It's not real inventory data, just a psychological trigger. In some apps, these notifications are even generated automatically based on how long you've spent on the page, with no connection at all to actual warehouse data. What to do? The moment you feel that pressure, take a step back right then. Tell yourself, if I genuinely need this product, it'll still be around tomorrow and next week too, either at this store or somewhere else. An artificially urgent feeling and a real need are completely different things, and telling them apart is the simplest way to protect your money. This tactic is a bit different, and it often goes unnoticed. You're usually offered 3 options: small, medium, large. The small option somehow looks way too expensive, and the large one looks unnecessarily big. The medium option, meanwhile, is designed to look, let's say, the most sensible choice, because it sits between 2 extremes and makes the decision easier. In the literature, this effect is called the decoy effect. The core logic is this: the seller isn't giving you 2 real options, but 3, and the third, the decoy, exists purely to push you toward the middle. You were never actually meant to consider the small or large option, but their presence makes your medium choice look far more appealing. Movie theater popcorn sizes are the classic example of this. Say small popcorn is $8, medium is 12, and large is 13. The gap between small and medium is 4, but between medium and large, it's only 1. This is set up deliberately so you think, well, of course, I'll pay just 1 more for the large one, when in reality, what you actually needed was probably the small size. The same principle runs through subscription services too: basic, standard, premium tiers. The basic tier is deliberately built with weak features, so you automatically upgrade to standard, even though the features you actually need are quite likely already in the basic plan. What to do? Evaluate each option on its own without comparing it to the others. Ask yourself, do I genuinely need this quantity, this feature, this product, or am I just picking the one that looks smart on the surface? That question is the key to stepping out of the trap the designers built. The last tactic is a mix of the previous 2. Offers like buy 1 second at 50% off or buy 2, get 1 free look very appealing because they push you to buy far more than you need. Think about it. You actually needed 1 unit, but the moment you see the word free, your brain files it as an opportunity that shouldn't be missed. Remember, loss aversion is stronger than the feeling of gain, so you end up buying 3 and your total spend is actually higher. It's just that the per unit price looks lower, so you register it as savings. This becomes a real problem, especially with perishable goods, food, cosmetics, because you buy more than you need, and part of it goes to waste unused. So the savings actually turns into a double loss. You've spent extra money, and part of the product has gone to waste on top of it. What to do? Shift your focus from the percentage to the actual number. Instead of asking, what percentage am I saving? Ask, how much money is actually leaving my pocket overall, and do I genuinely need all of it? If the answer is no, buying the small quantity at full price often ends up cheaper than buying the big, discounted bundle. None of this is random. It's built to make you spend faster. Next time you see big sale, pause and ask, real need or designed feeling? Subscribe so you don't miss the next one.